Good evening, everyone. What I'm going to share with you tonight is not your typical financial presentation. We're not going to talk about chasing returns or picking stocks. Tonight is about something that truly wealthy already know, that protecting what you've built is more important than building it. By the time you leave tonight, you'll understand exactly what's threatening your wealth right now and what you can do about it. Quick word about me. I played defensive back safety at The Ohio State. We won the 2002 BCS National Championship. On that team, I learned something that changed my life. Your job isn't just about scoring points. Your job is to protect what you have. Don't let the other team take what's yours. And I've carried that mindset into 20 years of financial work, and it's exactly why I specialize in wealth protection. Not just wealth building. I'm licensed in over 10 states, and I work specifically with families who've built significant assets and want to make sure they keep them. Now, let me ask you a quick question. How many of you in this room are not worried about running out of money? You've worked hard, you've built something real. Good. That's who this presentation is for. Because the threat isn't running out, the threat is losing it. Losing it to taxes, a market crash at the wrong time, a long-term care event that drains everything in 4 years, an estate that passes to your heirs with none of your intentions attached. Tonight, we address 5 silent threats that most financial advisors never even bring up. And more importantly, we talk about how to neutralize every single one of them. Here they are, 5 threats. Each one of them can quietly destroy hundreds of thousands of dollars, often without you realizing until it's too late. You've got the tax bomb, you've got the market sequence, you got the long-term care catastrophe, you got the estate erosion, and you have inflation's slow erosion. So let's go through each one of them. Where most of your wealth sitting right now? Where is it? Where is most of your wealth sitting at this moment? If you're like most people in this room, the answer is 401k or an IRA, tax deferred accounts. Here's what that really means. The government is your silent partner. They haven't taken their cut yet. And here's what most people don't realize. When you hit 73 years old, the IRS forces you to start taking money out, whether you need it or not. Those are called required minimum distributions. And they can push you into a higher tax bracket, trigger surcharges on your Medicare premiums, and cause more of your Social Security to become taxable, all at the same time. The solution is a tax diversification strategy that shifts money into tax advantaged positions before rates go up. Now, this one gets people. Most people think what matters is average returns. If the market averages 7% over 20 years, I'm fine, right? Wrong. What matters is when the losses happen. You can have 2 retirees with identical average returns and wildly different outcomes based purely on timing. If the market drops 30% in year 1 of your retirement and you're drawing income from that portfolio, you may never fully recover. That's called sequence of returns risk, and Wall Street doesn't advertise it. The solution is a protected growth strategy that lets you participate in market upside while shielding your principal from catastrophic timing. So look at these numbers. 70% of people over 65 will need some form of long-term care. The average nursing home facility costs over $100,000 a year, and a $500,000 estate can be completely gone in under 5 years. I've seen this happen to families. Everything their parents spent a lifetime building, gone in a medical event. But the good news is there are asset-based long-term care strategies today where your money does triple duty. It provides a death benefit if you never need care, long-term care coverage if you do, and cash value the whole time. No use it or lose it to risk. Your money is never wasted. Now, here's a question most people never ask their advisors. What actually happens to my estate when I'm gone? Well, without proper planning, probate costs and estate taxes can silently carve away your legacy before your family ever sees it. And assets pass to heirs without your intentions attached, meaning the money might go to the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong way. There's a critical difference between leaving wealth and leaving a legacy. One is accidental, the other is strategy. Trust structures and beneficiary optimizations ensure your wishes are honored. Look at here. $10,000 in 1990 has the purchasing power of roughly $3,200 today. That's not a crash. That's just time doing its work. The danger of playing it safe while idle cash is that you're actually guaranteed to lose ground. Conservative does not mean risk-free without inflation, when inflation is the threat. The solution is indexed strategies that provide inflation protection while keeping your principal guarded. Sorry about that, guys. So what do we do about all 5 of these threats? That's what Wealth Protection Blueprint is designed to answer. There's 3 layers. Each one builds on the one below. Layer 1 is the tax fortress, the foundation everything is built on. Layer 2 is asset shield, protecting your growth. And layer 3 is the legacy vault, making sure what you built goes exactly where you want it. Now let's walk you through each layer. The tax fortress is about tax diversification. Most people have all of their money in one tax bucket, the deferred bucket. Everything taxed later at whatever rate Congress decides. That's scary. The strategy is to spread across 3 buckets: taxable accounts for flexibility, tax deferred for continued growth, and tax-free accounts like Roth IRAs and IUL policies that generate income the IRS never touch. The goal is to reduce your future RMD exposure while you still have control over the tax rate you pay. 3 tools that power the tax fortress. You have fixed indexed annuities for tax deferred growth with no contribution limits, perfect for high earners who maxed out their 401k and IRA options. Then you have indexed universal life insurance, which generates tax-free income in retirement through policy loans, not reported as taxable, and a charitable giving strategy that reduces your taxable estates while supporting causes that matter to you. You see, every dollar you give strategically is a dollar the government doesn't touch. Layer 2 is where we address market sequence risk directly. The asset shield has 3 components: principal protection, your base is guarded, no downside risk. Market linked gains, you still participate in upside through indexed crediting when markets perform, and a sequence shield, neutralizing the damage of an early retirement market crash. This is how the truly wealthy stay wealthy through the market cycles. They don't ride it down hoping to recover. They don't experience the down. Now, let me give you a real example. You see, Robert is age 67 and he had $800,000 in his IRA. He moved 40% into a fixed indexed annuity. When the market crashed, those protected funds were completely untouched, zero loss. And in a strong indexed linked year, he still earned 8.2% growth on that protected portion. The outcome? Stress-free retirement with full guaranteed income. He slept at night with his neighbor when his neighbors were panicking, and that's what the asset shield does. Excuse me. Layer 3 is about making sure everything you've built goes exactly where you want it, not where default rules send it. 3 components here: triple duty assets, asset-based long-term care that provides a death benefit, long-term care coverage, and cash value all in one vehicle. Beneficiary audit, we go through every account and make sure every dollar is going to the right person at the right time. And probate avoidance, proper titling and beneficiary designations that keep your estate out of the court and in the family's hands where it belongs. Let's take a look at here with the Henderson family. The Henderson family had $1.2 million estate. Without planning, they faced $340,000 in probate costs and taxes. That's nearly 30% of everything they built gone before the family saw a dollar. With the simple restructuring using trust strategies and beneficiary optimization, they saved every dollar of that loss. Full legacy transferred. Family conflict avoided. That $340,000 stayed in the family. That's the power of the legacy vault. Now I need to pause here and tell you something urgent. Tax rates right now are at historic lows. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act provisions are set to expire. And when they do, rates are going up. The window to convert at today's favorable rates is open now, but it's closing fast as Congress debates extensions. Strategic Roth conversions done right now could save you tens of thousands of dollars in future taxes. This is not a wait and see situation. Action is required now. Now, here's what separates the truly wealthy from everyone else. They don't chase returns. They protect what they have first. They use insurance as a strategic financial tool, not just a cost. They think in terms of tax-free income, not gross income, because what you keep matters more than what you earn. And they plan for 30-year retirements, not 15. If you're 65, you may need money to last until you're 95. With technology and medicine, people are living longer. That changes everything about how you should be positioned right now. Now, here's the hard truth. Most financial advisors only manage investments. That's it. They handle your 401k, they pick funds, they rebalance your portfolio, but they don't address taxes. They don't address long-term care. They don't address legacy design or asset protection. there's a gap in coverage, and that gap can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. A wealth protection specialist addresses all of it. That's the difference between financial planning and wealth strategy. Now, I want you to write down these 3 questions. I want you to ask your advisor these questions next week. Question number 1. If the market drops 40% tomorrow, how much do I lose? Question number 2. What is my current tax strategy for RMDs? And question number 3. What happens to my estate if I need 5 years of long-term care? If you do not get clear, specific, and confident answers to all 3, we need to talk. Pardon me. Now, as you could see, and let's scroll up a little bit. Now, this is an example, of real numbers. This is a $750,000 portfolio. With no tax strategy, potential loss of $180,000 or more to taxes over 20 years. With no long-term care plan, potential losses of $400,000 to $500,000 to care cost. And with no sequence protection, potential loss of $200,000 or more in a bad first decade of retirement. Add those up, total unprotected risk on a $750,000 portfolio is over $700,000. The cost of inaction is staggering. Now, here's what I'm offering everyone in this room tonight: a complimentary 45-minute private wealth protection assessment. Not a sales pitch, a strategic analysis. We look at your specific tax exposure and identify exactly where you're overpaying. We find the gaps in your current protection strategy, and you leave with a written action plan. No obligation. This assessment alone, if you took it to a CPA or an estate attorney, will cost you several $100s. It's yours tonight at no cost. Now, when we get together one-on-one, I want you to have 4 things with you, okay? Your most recent tax return, so we can analyze your bracket and identify conversion opportunities. Your investment and retirement account statements. Your existing life insurance, annuity, and long-term care policies. And your estate documents, which consist of your will and any trust documents and your beneficiary designations. And if you don't have all of those, bring what you have. We'll work with you. We'll work with it. The clients I work with include business owners protecting against liability and key person risk, executives managing concentrated stock positions and deferred compensations, retirees restructuring RMD heavy portfolios for tax efficiencies, and families preserving multi-generational wealth with trust strategies and legacy planning. If you see yourself in any of these categories, tonight's conversation is for you. Now I'll close with this. Every year without a tax strategy is money left on the table. Every year without long-term care protection is a risk your family carries. The best time to protect your wealth was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Before you leave, I like to schedule your wealth protection assessment. In the description of this video, I have a Calendly link. Click on the link, schedule the time of my availability and a time that's conducive to you as soon as possible. And let's get together and let's go ahead and find specifically what you need to solve your problems. Don't let tonight just be something that was interesting. Let it be the night you decide to protect everything you worked for.